war. It has shaped nations, destroyed civilizations, and rewritten history. But have you ever wondered, when humans first picked up weapons and fought? What caused the first war in history? And how did it change us? Forever. Early humans lived in small, tight-knit communities. Tribes of a few dozen individuals hunted, fished, and foraged together. Survival depended on cooperation, sharing food, protecting each other from predators, and avoiding unnecessary conflicts. These early tribes had their own rules, often unwritten. Elders guided decisions. Social norms prevented unnecessary violence. Most disputes were resolved through negotiation, apology, or ritual compensation. There were no armies, no generals, no standing battles, until environmental pressures changed everything. Life was simple, but survival was fragile. A single failed hunt or a harsh drought could endanger the entire tribe. Around 13,000 years ago, at the end of the Ice Age, the world began to transform. Glaciers melted, rainfall patterns shifted, and rivers that once sustained lush grasslands dried up. The Sahara, which had been green and fertile, became arid. Tribes that had lived peacefully suddenly faced scarcity. Food became scarce. Fresh water became limited. Populations grew, and groups that once avoided each other now competed for survival. The stakes were life and death. And in this struggle, humanity's first recorded war erupted at Jebel Sahaba in modern-day Sudan. Jebel Sahaba is a site unlike any other. Discovered in the 1960s, it contains the remains of 61 individuals, many of them pierced with flint-tipped arrows. This wasn't accidental. These injuries tell the story of organized, repeated conflict, warfare at its earliest known stage. One man had at least 12 arrows in his body. Another had a shattered skull and broken arm. Women and children were among the victims. This was not just combat, it was a fight for survival, with devastating human cost. The scale of violence suggests more than a simple raid. Jebel Sahaba likely witnessed multiple attacks over generations, each fueled by revenge, resource scarcity, and territorial disputes. The weapons were primitive but deadly. Flint-tipped arrows allowed warriors to strike from a distance. Bone knives and clubs were used in close combat. Despite the lack of armor, these early humans developed clever tactics: ambushes, guerrilla-style attacks, and defensive formations using terrain to their advantage. They knew the land intimately. Hills, rivers, and vegetation became tools for survival. And this early strategic thinking marks the beginning of organized warfare. The skeletons of Jebel Sahaba tell deeply human stories. One elderly man had defensive wounds on his forearms, suggesting he tried to protect himself or others. A young girl's skeleton shows an arrow piercing her ribcage. She may have been caught in an ambush while fetching water. These were people with families, friends, and roles within their tribe. Their deaths were tragic, violent, and personal. Archaeologists even found evidence that some bodies were buried with care, hinting at mourning rituals and early spiritual beliefs about death. Before Jebel Sahaba, conflict existed, but it was local and limited. After these early battles, warfare became a recurring part of human society. Tribes organized, leadership structures evolved, and survival often depended on military strength. Over time, these conflicts laid the groundwork for the first cities and states. Leaders who could organize defense, control resources, and negotiate alliances survived. In a way, war shaped not just who lived and died, but how civilization itself emerged. Jebel Sahaba also shows that early humans connected war with spirituality. Some graves suggest ritual burials, possibly offerings to appease spirits or honor the fallen. Violence and belief were intertwined as humans sought meaning in death and survival. This is humanity's first lesson. Even in chaos, we look for order, meaning, and ways to process grief. The First War shaped human history. Spears evolved into swords. Arrows became metal-tipped projectiles. Temporary alliances became organized states. Warfare influenced social structures, leadership, and even early law systems. In Mesopotamia, rulers established codes of law to prevent internal conflict. In Egypt, armies defended water and land along the Nile. And by the time of Greece and Rome, war had become an institution, a means to protect, expand, and control societies. Even today, humans fight over the same basic resources: water, food, and land. The first war at Jebel Sahaba is more than history, it's a warning. Scarcity, inequality, and survival instincts can drive conflict, no matter how advanced our civilization becomes. The lesson is clear. Understanding our past can help prevent repeating it. Cooperation, planning, and empathy are the tools humanity has developed to break the cycle of violence. If you love uncovering history's greatest firsts, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more mind-blowing episodes coming on First One Facts,